So today is a historic day in the history of a few things. Number one, Bitcoin went from 98,000 to 104,000 last night. Everybody's been waiting for 4 years for Bitcoin to hit 100,000, and it finally did. And so Bitcoin hit $100,000, and as a result, MicroStrategy popped up yesterday. Now, if you watched my last video, and I think we're on number 11 of this video series on MicroStrategy, you saw me roll down when the stock was moving down, when Bitcoin was moving down. Apparently they were watching my account because that's why it went right up as soon as I did it. But anyway, I protected the account on the way down. It went from, like 380 yesterday to about 370 or 365 when I did that roll. And so I wanted to protect the account, and I rolled down from the 375s to 370s. And a lot of you are commenting, oh my God, now the stock is up, $40, $50 overnight. Are you hurt? Are you gonna be okay? Or you're an idiot and you're gonna lose all your money? Well, let me tell you, neither one of those cases is true, because I am so thrilled. When the stock goes over my strike price, I make the maximum amount of money that I can make on the trade. So I'm in a really good shape. If I don't do anything, I make that 18 grand that I talked about yesterday. If I just wait till next Friday and it stays above 370, and now it's at 440, right? 435. And so I'm cool. I'm cool to be making that money. It's actually 429, but it was 435 just a minute ago. So I'm cool to be just sitting here. But you know what? There's an opportunity on the screen too, just like there was yesterday. And I could take some of that juice off the table. Yes, it's gonna cost me a little bit of working capital to roll up, but my account is moving up. If you notice this account, let's take a look right here. If you notice it's moving all over the place, but for the day I'm up $1,700 on MicroStrategy, right? So you think I'm worried about that? Actually, I'm more guaranteed now with the stock $70 above my strike price or $60 above my strike price that I'm going to make the maximum amount of juice. I could just sit back, go play golf, go get a massage, whatever. I don't have to worry about this. The juice will come in. But you know what? I'm looking at it. Let's analyze what is going on the screen. So MicroStrategy, you see, is up $26.59 to 432, right? Notice that my base position is up 22.58 because of the delta, right? It's only up 0.86%, 86% of what that $26 is. So it's up $23. But notice that my call has moved against me only $20. So that delta is how much I'm up today, just how much it's moved today. You can see that. 16,000 gain in my base position, $14,000 today loss in my position. That's P&L for the day, giving me a net of about $2 grand for today if I do nothing. But you know what? I like to take advantage of these moves, and I'd rather take advantage early while I still have a bunch of time left and time premium. I've collected, let's look at the juice. Yesterday, these 370s, I rolled, I think I was a little bit out of the money at $25.65. That was all juice, okay? Let's call it 25 bucks. That's $18,000 or $17,500 in juice, right? That I have to wait 8 more days to collect 100%. So I sold it at 25, but I go over here and I look at what the extrinsic value is today. It's half that. This hasn't even been, the market hasn't even been open a half an hour, plus the half an hour, 45 minutes that I did it. This happened in an hour. I get to make the difference between this 25 and this 1170 per contract times 7 contracts in like an hour of trading. Would it be smart for me to just sit here and wait another 8 days for all of this juice to come in? Or can I take advantage of it and maybe make a little bit more juice on this trade while waiting the same 8 days? Well, you know me, I'm going to try to roll up and I'm going to take advantage of the juice. Now, I don't love chasing stocks up and rolling up, but now that Bitcoin is kind of moving up, breaking out, I want to kind of keep up with it. So I'm going to analyze this. Let's take a look at what this looks like. First of all, let's look at the chart. So you can see this is the daily chart, and you can see it opened up 445 and now it's at 429. That's the kind of move it's going to make, but it's well within this big bar. And now that Bitcoin's on a breakout, if Bitcoin happens to break out to 110, this stock will probably go to 480, 500. I don't know. I'm not in the business of predicting which way the stock is going to go. I don't worry about it, right? Because I'm getting the juice. You see, if you're making comments that you're worried about where the stock is going to go, you're not focusing on the juice. Because to me, that's all I talk about, right? I mean, you're probably getting sick of it, but I talk about how much juice I'm going to be collecting. So that's my goal, is to collect as much possible juice as I can. And now if it goes up, great, because it's above my strike and it moves with the strike. So you can see this. So this is the bar for today. Let's go back and look at what's going on out there, okay, before I make the trade. So I've got these 8-day calls. You can see the 8 right there, and they are the 370s. So let's go right down here to the 370s, and you can see the 370s right now are trading. Look at this, for 1165 in juice, right? But if I move up to, let's call it at the money, the stock is right now at 427. Okay, 427. Look at the juice for next week. It's 34 bucks. Remember yesterday I got 25. Now I can get $34 of juice. So I can get an extra $10 of juice just by rolling up, purely. Plus I got the gain because the juice becomes less as it goes more and more in the money. It's more and more secure. It's less risky, I should say. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm probably going to move it up to these 420s or these 425s and collect this, $3,000 a contract of juice. And it's only been a day. I mean, this is so cool, isn't it? Like, if you learn how to master this and you can feel confident that you have the right strategies and the right trading plan, you're making a ton of money. I think I'm up to $52,000 and it's been 2 weeks, guys. And I haven't invested a huge amount of money. There will be a math video coming, don't worry. I just did the math last night. It's a little wonky. There's lots of trades and I had to boil it down on a spreadsheet. And I'm not done with it, frankly, yet, but I know where I stand, roughly. So I think I've made like 52,000, or I would have made if I held it until next week. But you know what? I'm impatient. So we're going to roll it right now. So let me show you what that looks like. So we're going to go back to our monitor. This is Thinkorswim from Schwab, by the way. And we're going to go, okay, look, I'm pretty darn sure this thing's going to close in the money at 370. The certainty is high. And let's look at that certainty. We'll just go to our delta column. Where's that? It's an 80% certainty that it's going to close above 370. Okay? Well, that's good. I got an 80% certainty that I'm going to make that 25 bucks. Well, I've already got a 50% certainty that if I take it off the table right now, well, not a 50% certainty, but if I take it off the table right now, I make more than 50% in 1 hour of trading, or two, 1 day, however you want to look at it. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to click the right mouse button. I'm going to create a rolling order, and I'm going to sell those 7 contracts that are the 370s, and I'm going to roll them to something else. What am I going to roll them to? Well, the stock right now is at 425. Why don't we just go right at the money? Now, normally I would maybe say the 420s, the 410s, something like that. But the most amount of money you can make on juice is right at the strike. So why don't we just do right at the strike, same expiration. So we're going to go ahead and expire on the 13th, and we're going to move those up to the what did I say, the 425s? Yeah, it's at 423 right now. You know what? Let's go to the 420s. Now I'll show you what the 420s are doing, just so you know. 420s, slightly in the money, $3,363 worth of juice per contract. Okay, that sounds like about 22,000 to me. So I'm going to change this to a market order because I have so few contracts. I'm not going to really quibble about a few pennies. They're going to give me a good fill. They always do. And then I'm going to hit confirm and send. Right? I always read back my order. Buy 7 vertical. This is a vertical spread of the MicroStrategies. Right? I'm buying back the 370s. I'm selling the 420s at the market. I'm going to go ahead and hit send. It's a little slow. Come on. There it is. Okay, got the fill. And now we always go back and we want to check our position and say, okay, we did have the 370s. Now it's showing 0. And now we have 7 short, right? With 8 days left. Well, look at that. I got $37 for that. And you can see that the juice is $34. So I'm going to write down the 34. You always want to write down your juice as soon as you do the trade. So 34.17, it's roughly that. So $3,417 per contract times 7 contracts. That's $23,919. So $24,000 just in juice that I'm going to get now to wait the next week. I've already made 12, 11 bucks from the difference of yesterday, right? We went from 25 down to 11 or 12. So I've made that money. I put that in my pocket. That's part of my profit. Now that's a realized position. And now I've got this unrealized position that's sitting out there. What I'm doing is I'm whittling away at the cost of my base position, which is these 250s, right? And so if you do all the math, all the money that I keep getting in juice is making this a cheaper and cheaper and cheaper position. So I'm probably down to, I've only paid maybe less than $100 for this position now. And I'm really happy about this trade. I mean, it's going to end up being close to $60,000, maybe $65,000 that I will make if I just wait for this thing to close above 420 next week. Now, if it doesn't close at 420, these are the questions that are coming in these days, and that's cool. If it doesn't close at 420, I get to keep that $37, right? Or I get to keep all that $34 worth of juice, right? That's all mine. The juice is always yours, guys. That's what I'm in this for, is that $3,417 per contract. That's mine. Now, if it goes higher than 420, well, you just saw what I did. Imagine that today was expiration date and the amount of juice left to buy back, the time premium is juice, would be close to zero. So I would be doing that same roll on a Friday, next Friday, that I did today, right? So you can see I'm in the money. That's number one. Number two, it didn't hurt me, right? Number three, it created an opportunity for me to roll up. Now, I did a risky roll. I rolled up pretty close to the money. A lot of times in this situation, what I might do is roll up like from the 370s to maybe the 405s, right? Just to kind of keep a little bit of cushion. But I really like the direction the stock is going. I think it's already made its move down. Heck, I don't know what Bitcoin's going to do. My crystal ball's in the shop, right? So I'm just trying to figure out, where I want to be in this. And $34 to $117 at the money juice or close to the money juice is incredible, right? It's incredible. So I hope you're finding these videos insightful, educational, whatever. I teach people how to do this all the time. You're probably learning how to do it. By the way, don't copy my trades, right? I've been doing this for decades now. And, there's no chance or very little chance of the stock getting taken away. That's a big comment or question that I'm getting. Because I'm in the money, I'm going to get taken away. Notice how it hasn't been assigned to me at all because I keep rolling my position. Normally I would roll on Friday at 3:30 in the afternoon before it expires, and they still haven't taken my position. Why? Option buyers are cheap bastards, right? They don't want to buy your stock. The stock is $420, right? That's a lot of money. You want to buy 1,000 shares of 420 grand. You can buy the option, and you can buy the option for $3,500 a contract, right? It's a whole lot cheaper. And if the stock goes up more than $35 per share or $3,500 a contract, now you're making a profit. You haven't even had to put out that much money. So don't be worried about your stock getting assigned just because it's in the money. That's the best possible thing that can happen. Trust me when I tell you that. I've done how many trades in the money, out of the money, at the money, and nobody's ever taken my stock away from me. Have you noticed that? It's been 3 weeks. How many trades have I done? So that's not a question you should be asking. You should be focusing on the juice. That's what I built. That's why it's called the cash flow machine, because it's all about the cash flow. Where does the cash flow come? Not from the stock going up, not from the stock going down, not from the stock going sideways. Doesn't matter what the market is doing. I'm in it for the juice. If you could just focus on that extrinsic value column, that's what you're making. And that's what I'm in this for. See you on the next video. Take care. Hey, it's Mark Yegan. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do me a favor and hit the subscribe button right now. It helps get the same kind of material out to other people and helps me grow the channel a little bit. Also, if you would like the video, if you think it's cool, great. If you don't like it, give me a thumbs down, but tell me why you're giving me a thumbs down so I can get better. And then hit the notification bell, and that way you get the videos as soon as they come out, because I give you timely information a lot of the time, and you want to know what happens before that information gets stale. Thanks for being here.